So yesterday I was just chilling editing my MLB The Show video, and out of nowhere I was getting spammed on Twitter that Yermín, the Yermn Mercedes, had called it quits, that he is retiring from the game of baseball. I saw the post. I thought that maybe he was hacked, but it turns out he deleted everything White Sox from his Instagram and then said it's over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down maybe why that happened, because a lot of people, I'd say 95% of people, are blaming Tony La Russa. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If this is your first time on the channel, we do this every single day, so don't be afraid to leave a like and subscribe. And remember to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any baseball games anytime soon. Save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order. All right, let's talk about the walk-off victories from yesterday before we get into the story, the biggest story in my opinion, Yermn Mercedes quitting baseball. You have the Rays walking off the Orioles. This was a pretty entertaining game in my opinion. You have Randy Arozarena homering on the second pitch of the game, and then Joey Wendell grabs the lead as it quickly vanishes as Pat Valika and Ryan Mountcastle, they both hit home runs, and then Randy goes 430 feet. He now has 13 home runs and 11 stolen bases on the year, so he's on pace to have a 2020 season. Mountcastle, he comes in clutch yet again. He grabs the lead back, and then Baltimore, yeah, they blow it, and Mountcastle and the second baseman, they collide over at first base, and Meadows, he's now up to 65 RBIs after he secures his first ever walk-off victory. So there you go, the Rays take a W. Another walk-off in order, we have the Yankees versus the Phillies. Now, obviously, you can tell who's the home team, so the Yankees walked it off yesterday. But let's talk about the little details. You have Jean Segura hitting a home run on the first pitch, and then Harper drives in an RBI on this double. His swing is so beautiful. I don't care what you say. The toe tap is just gorgeous. You have Gleyber Torres on a power surge as of late, which is nice to see as a baseball fan, because I think that baseball's better when Gleyber Torres is hitting 35, 40 home runs. Greg Allen has been Jesus Christ himself ever since the Yankees called him up to the big leagues, and you have Stanton and Odor putting the Yankees on top, and then in the 8th inning, the lead fades as Brad Miller then follows it up in the 9th with one of the worst plays I've ever seen, but the Yankees can't capitalize, so they go into extras, and Ryan Lamar, I call him the right-handed Mike Tauchman. They almost look like the same people. The Yankees are on a 4-game winning streak, and they're 7 games back to first place, so they got to keep this up, but they're doing this without Aaron Judge, so 2 thumbs up from me. And then last but not least, for the walk-offs, we have the Cardinals versus the Cubs. You have Harrison Bader showing off his speed and the glove. He robs Wilson Contreras in the first inning, and Ortega, he makes it 1-0 for Chicago in the 3rd. And Carlson, I just want to show this right now. I'm on the side of Carlson. He got hosed. This ball was almost a half foot off the plate, and I cannot believe that the umpire chose to strike him out on that one. Arenado, he makes a nice play in the 6th inning, and Wainwright only allowed 1 earned run on 5 strikeouts, so Uncle Charlie was doing his thing. If you don't know, that's his nickname. Then you have Bader and Carlson coming in huge for St. Louis, and then Sogard, he puts the Cubs back on top, but then Molina, he walks it off in the final inning. So there you go, the Rays, the Yankees, and the Cardinals, they all won yesterday via walk-off. Now let's talk about some AL Central matchups. We have Cleveland, we have the Tigers, and we have the Twins, and obviously the Twins, they were facing off against the White Sox, so we'll talk about Yermín then. The Astros are a very annoying team to play against. Let me just say that right now. So you have Cesar Hernandez making it 1-0, and Eli Morgan was fantastic through the first 3 innings. 3 perfect innings before Jose Altuve hits number 23, and that was followed up by Kyle Tucker hitting home run number 17. And then Ernie Clement, the unsung hero from yesterday, he clears the bases. I mean, this guy, he plays some solid defense. He has timely hits. I like him so far. The Astros, like I mentioned, they're annoyingly good, so they come back to tie it up, and then Cesar wins it on this home run as Emmanuel Clase and James Karinchak, they eat the Astros lineup alive, and Cleveland, they win 5-4. Moving on over to the Tigers versus the Rangers, you have Robbie Grossman hitting home run number 15, and then Zach Short, he's been really good defensively and offensively, just like Ernie Clement, he's been really clutch. He hits a 2-run home run before Akil, the Badman Badu, clears it at the deepest ballpark in Major League Baseball, and Matt Manning, he delivers his strongest start in the big leagues, 6 innings on 1 earned run with 4 strikeouts. And Gallo, even though the Rangers did lose, I wanted to show off his glove because that glove can play on any different team. I'm wondering if he's going to get traded. Soto gets his 10th save of the year, and the Tigers have now won 6 games in a row. After the All-Star break, they have gone undefeated, and that's between the rookie pitchers as well as Willie Peralta. Their starting pitchers have been lights out. All right, let's talk about this Twins versus White Sox game, because the White Sox fan base were kind of handed 2 L's yesterday, so they lose 7-2 after Max Kepler goes yard, and that was number 12 on the season. A lot of people are saying that Kepler could be going to New York. You have Donaldson driving in 2 RBIs, so he is now now sitting on a 132 OPS plus. It's like the Twins offense is pretty good, but their pitchers have been so bad, and that's why I think they're 17 games back of first place. Pineda, he shows up for once, 5 innings with 1 earned run. He's actually been pretty solid in 2021. The rest of the other starters have not been very good. Polanco, out of nowhere, has 14 home runs, 49 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, and a 115 OPS plus, so maybe they start shopping him around. But like I mentioned, the Twins are 17 games back, so look for them to offload. Now, I do want to talk about Yermín Mercedes because yesterday, first, he deleted everything White Sox from his Instagram. Then he followed up by a single tweet saying retiro, and then he followed up with a massive post pretty much saying that he is stepping away from the game of baseball and retiring. And I just want to say right now, before Tony La Russa called him out after hitting a home run on a 3-0 count, Yermín was hitting 344 with 6 home runs and less than 140 plate appearances. That is really good. After Tony La Russa called him out, he hit 190 with 1 home run and 120 plate appearances. So again, 90% of people are saying that Yermín, he was essentially ruined and called out by Tony La Russa, so that's one side of the coin. And then on the other side, people are saying that Major League Baseball is very hard and he's a rookie, so the league just caught up to him and figured him out. So what do you think it was? Do you think TLR, Tony La Russa ruined him, or was it just Major League Baseball catching up to a rookie? And I say that because Yermín was actually raking in AAA. He had a 300 batting average. He had some pop. I don't know why he called it quits. Then again, Gavin Sheets and a bunch of other guys have been performing really well for the White Sox, and Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez are coming back, so maybe there's just no room for him. Yesterday, we had the Royals facing off against the Brewers, and Eric Lauer was great, but his defense cost them 2 runs in the 4th inning, so I think he only gave up 1 earned run, but he gave up 2 total. You have Yelich and Adames putting Milwaukee up, and then that was immediately quieted down as Kansas City, they sit the fans down in the next inning, and Jorge Soler goes 440 feet in the 8th inning, so maybe Jorge Soler gets traded. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of that? The Red Sox versus the Blue Jays. Kike Hernandez is having a massive month of July, and Rafael Devers smacks home run number 24, so he's on pace for 40 home runs on the year. And Vladdy, he is 2 away from Shohei. He is now sitting at 32. He is on the road to trying to win that Triple Crown. But then Michael Chavis makes it 4-1, and then out of nowhere, you have George Springer hitting a 2-run home run, and Teoscar Hernandez goes yard as well, so they ruin a gem from Garrett Richards. He ends up giving up 4 earned runs. But then JD Martinez as well as Hunter Renfroe, they go back-to-back, and the Red Sox, they take a 7-4 victory. The Giants versus the Dodgers. Again, every single game matters for these two teams. You have Yastrzemski staying hot with home run number 16 on the year already, and then All-Star Chris Taylor, he comes back to tie it up. Now, I do want to mention that Cody Bellinger has not been good offensively, but defensively, he still has it in center field. AJ Pollock, just like Kike Hernandez, is having a massive month of July. I think he's leading everyone in RBIs for the month of July. You have Urias going 7 brilliant innings, only to have Kenley Jansen blow his 4th save of the year, and Tyler Rogers, just a game after blowing it against the Dodgers, he has a perfect save, so the Giants come away with a 4-2 victory. Another team contending for the #1 spot in the NL West, we have the Padres picking up a W against Atlanta yesterday. Ha-Sung Kim drives in an RBI on a sacrifice fly, and then he comes back defensively and makes a pretty slick play. Fernando Tatis hits home run number 29, and I need you guys to understand what Tatis has done since the beginning of 2020. Look at these stats. He has a 172 OPS plus, a 7.8 F-WAR. He has 40-something home runs, 30-something stolen bases. We are witnessing, I'm going to knock on wood right now before I finish the sentence, one of the greatest offensive shortstop talents in the history of Major League Baseball. Say what you want about his errors, but he is approaching A-Rod, Cal Ripken Jr., prime Troy Tulowitzki, any other shortstop that you can mention. He's up there. And yes, once upon a time, Troy Tulowitzki was one of the best offensive shortstops we've ever seen. Not even including Coors Field. He was that guy. You have Jurickson Profar going all out for Chris Paddock. Chris Paddock is so weird to me. He has 5 shutout innings yesterday with only 1 strikeout, even though he has strikeout material. He is just a very confusing pitcher. And then Kim on this glove flip, he ends it, and Mark Melancon gets his 28th save on the year. The Mets, they shut out the Reds yesterday. Jonathan Villar has been a very sneaky good pickup for the Mets with 10 home runs and 8 stolen bases. Dominic Smith, I thought for sure this was going to be a pop-up. He goes the other way for a grand slam. And then Yermín, I think that's how you say his last name, he hits a 2-run shot in the 5th inning, and Marcus Stroman was dialed in. He goes 8 shutout innings, only allowing 1 hit with 7 strikeouts on 90 pitches. So he was lights out yesterday. And then Familia Familia comes in to K the side in the ninth, and like I mentioned, the Mets, they win 7-0. The Rockies versus the Mariners, Chuck Nasty, he starts it off, and then a bases-loaded walk makes it 2-0 as Dom Nunez, he clears the bases, and Austin Gomber, he was decent. He allowed 3 hits yesterday, but each of those 3 hits were home runs, so he gives up 3 runs, and Daniel Bard, he secures his 15th save of the year. So the Mariners, they've been playing really well, but they get handed the L yesterday. The Diamondbacks versus the Pirates, you have David Peralta taking away a home run from Jacob Stallings, and then Arizona takes the lead in the second and the third, but then they give it away in the 4th inning, only to grab it right back in the bottom of the 4th as Mad Bum goes 5 innings and gives up 3 runs, but only 1 of them was earned. John Nogowski, he had a bases-loaded walk in the 7th, so I thought momentarily maybe the Pirates were going to make a comeback, but then the Diamondbacks, they answered back with Pavin Smith and Dalton Varsho going back-to-back, and they win 6-4. And then last but not least, the Marlins versus the Nationals. You have Joe Panic and Andrew Stevenson trading jabs, and Marte, he makes a slick sliding grab in the 4th inning to save the tie, and then both Nieder and Fetty were pretty good yesterday, the starting pitchers for the Marlins and the Nationals, and the bullpen, they hold it down for both teams going into the extra innings. Jorge Alfaro and Miguel Rojas, they wanted to go home, so they make it 3-1, and then Yimi Garcia collects save number 14. So I'm wondering, do we think that Starling Marte is going to get traded? Do we think that Yimi Garcia is going to be on the trading block? The Nationals, I want to mention, are 45-50, but even so, they're 6 games back of first place, so anything can happen in that division. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe, and remember to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off. Let me know your thoughts on Yermín Mercedes, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Enjoy this day in MLB history.